Wow, the time has come in 25 hours. West Ham United. I know it sounds big, but it won't be long. In 25 hours, West Ham United kick off in Lyon for our Europa League second leg quarter final. Wow! Oh wow! This is the nerves. The nerves are starting to kick in for all of us. I think. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. This is, of course, the pre-game breakdown match preview for Lyon versus West Ham. Of course, we know at the London Stadium it was 1-1. So we're going in to the Group Armour Stadium with a level playing field. Fingers crossed. As we know, there's a different referee to who we had last week. So lovely stuff. First, let's introduce my guests. Gary, how are you?
I'm good, Jake. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Nerves are starting to kick in tonight. And Luke from the Friars, how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Really nervous ahead of the game. It feels like the Man City quarter final a few years ago before the FA Cup final. Got that same sort of feeling about it. Really big game. Yeah,
it is definitely. And we've had to we have had to get somebody good for this occasion. We are joined by former West Ham striker Jimmy Quinn to talk about the game tonight. Jimmy, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Jake.
Good. Let's see who we've got in the chat then. Right, we've got an update from John, who's on the train making his way to Lyon. There's just been an announcement on the train, only in English, not to drink too much and to keep the noise down. Irons on tour. Things you love to see. Things I've seen. Yeah, what a surprise, literally. I'll tell you what, I've just loved seeing my Twitter timeline and just been full of pictures of pints and airports and just everything to do with it. It's just such a good vibe again. Phil, hope you are well. Mandy in as well. Right, let's go around the room. Firstly, we'll start at the top next to me. Luke, how are you feeling? Are the nerves getting to you yet?
Yeah, I'm really nervous. Obviously, the news this morning that their players are fit. When we thought they weren't going to be fit, I was like, yes, might have a chance here. And then you see Ndombele training, you see Lopez training and Aouar training. And it just lifted my nerves a little bit. And then obviously the Zuma news, it was all like bad news coming at once. And it wasn't great. But listen, I still believe them boys can do it out there tomorrow. But very nervous.
Yeah. Gary, how are you feeling?
I'm not nervous. I'm really looking forward to it. This is just a fantastic achievement for us to be in the quarterfinals of this European competition. So I'm really looking forward to it. I just hope we leave everything on the pitch and make a good account of ourselves, because I honestly think if we play to our potential, we'll win. That's my feeling.
Yeah. Jimmy, how are you feeling? Are the nerves getting to you?
Well, I said before the start of the season that we would get to the final of the Europa League, so there's nothing to worry about, is there?
No, well, there we go.
It's obviously it's the biggest game of the season. It's the biggest game for quite a few years. The lads have got to dig deep. Hopefully, we'll get a better referee. I don't understand these referees. You can see people are cheating and rolling about the place, and if I were you or anybody else listening to the programme as a referee, you'd book the players that are acting and trying to get people, trying to con people. But I don't want to is with some of these foreign referees. I played international football for 11 years, and some of the refereeing was absolutely disgraceful, And I just hope for our sake that we get a decent referee that's able to see through that and make the right decisions. And if that happens, I'm quite sure we've got the players. We've produced great performances over the last couple of seasons to do enough to win the game, hopefully.
Yeah, just to follow up on that. Obviously, we saw, Jimmy, last week that the refereeing was below standard. We've it's been announced that we have been given the referee we had for the first leg out in Spain against Seville. So that's a bit more positive. Playing, is it important for a player, Jimmy, to just not get the frustration up and not just go when there's a really bad referee, when you feel like nothing's going your way? Is it important for you to keep on top of it?
It is important, but we're all human beings at the end of the day, and when you get bad decisions, I've had plenty of games I've played where the referees have been a lot to be desired, let's say, and it definitely puts you off your game. It puts you out of your stride. You're concerned more about the referee, what he's going to do next, than you are concentrating on your football. So that's good news that we've got the same referee in the Seville games, because I thought he was fair. And that's all you want. That's all you want at the end of the day. You want the referee to make the right decisions and not get conned by people diving about and rolling, hardly being touched and falling over as if they're getting killed. And crikey, they wouldn't have played in my day, that's for sure, you know. But yeah, that's given me a lot of hope hearing that. I didn't know that it was the same referee Seville game, and let's hope the lads can go out and produce their best. And these games, your best players have got to come to the fore. They've got to go out there and stand up and be counted and give it their best shot. And we've got plenty of them. You know, we've got Jared Bowen and obviously Declan Rice. If there's a better midfield player in world football today, you know, I've yet to see that. In fact, one of the recent West Ham home games, I was talking to Steve Holland, the assistant manager of England, and I knew Steve long ago from his days at Crewe when he was a youth team coach. Fantastic coach, great about his, you know, he's everything about his job. He's very, very professional. And I mentioned Declan Rice, and he said Jimmy is like unbelievable. He said pound for pound, he's the best player that they've got. So that's high praise indeed, you know. So, you know, he's been. I've not. There was one game I didn't attend, and I think it was about 3 games ago. People said that he had an ordinary game, but I've yet to see him have a good, you know, a bad game. He's played outstanding every time I've seen him. So
and he's getting better.
Sorry,
and he's getting better as well.
Well, he is, yeah, and getting to the semi-finals as well is going to, you know, hopefully make sure that Declan stays with us. I don't think that he'll be going anywhere in the near future. Anyway, I think that he loves it at West Ham. He loves the fans. He is a fan. He loves everything about the club. So, you know, there's a lot of speculation on him going to Man United. You hear Man United, you hear Man City, everything else. But I think he'll be with us for the next few years. That's for sure.
Let's hope so. Luke, let's go on and talk about one player that we are going to be without, or a couple of players we're going to be without. Defensively, Aaron Cresswell, Kurt Zouma not going to be involved. How big of a blow is that, and how can you see David Moyes setting up, you know, with that in mind?
It's massive, mate. Cresswell obviously delivers all the balls in, doesn't he? You know, he's the man who delivers all the corners and creates everything from our set pieces. Zouma makes everyone he plays next to look better. You know, if it's Zouma and Dawson, Zouma and Diop, Zouma and Ogbonna, he makes them look better. So it's a big loss. There's loads of rumours about Rice playing centre-back. I wouldn't do that personally. You'd lose it too much in midfield for me. It probably is going to be Diop and Dawson. We've just got to get behind Diop and hope he can pull out a performance that Mourinho called him a monster a few years ago. And on that referee, I do believe he's refereeing the Man City game tonight. That dodgy referee.
Oh, is he?
Yes, I believe he's refereeing the Man City game tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what them City fans are like then. We'll see what them City fans are like. Well, there we go. We'll have to have a little look at that. Gary, just what I was going to mention there, what Luke said, there have been calls, and David Moyes has actually commented on the fact of Declan Rice playing at centre-back, and Moyes himself said Declan's played there before and it would give us a different dimension. We've got that possibility, but we know he's a big miss if we take him out at the middle of the pitch. So it's clear that David Moyes is considering playing Declan Rice at centre-back, but I still can't say. What do you make of it, Gary?
I agree with Luke. I really hope he doesn't put Declan Rice in centre-back, because he's clearly, as Jimmy said earlier, one of the best midfielders in the world. And it makes no sense at all just because he play there to play him out of his best position. I think we have to give Diop. Trouble with this is 1 week he's brilliant, like Leicester this season. I thought he was fantastic, and then Kidderminster he was hopeless. So it depends what turns up. I think if you look at his record this season in the Europa League, I think he's played 5 games, and we kept 4 clean sheets. So that's not bad. He's back. He's playing in France, which should motivate him as well. So I think, you know, he's an arm around the shoulder sort of guy. So let's let him play his normal position, and let Declan play his normal position as well. Because if he moves to centre back, we'll lose so much in midfield. He'd have to play like Noble or something in midfield. Much I like Noble, his legs are gone. He can't last 90 minutes in a quarter final.
Yeah. I think that's fair, to be honest. Looking at it as Diop, it's his time to shine on home soil in France. We'll have to wait and see. But
him as well. Lyon do want him apparently as well.
They do 15 million quid. Yeah, apparently. But another thing to note as well, a couple of youngsters have travelled. 3 of them, in fact, Perkins, Chesters and Alesi have made the trip, according to Rashane Thomas on Twitter. So whether they'll get a sniff in on the pitch tomorrow night, probably not, but they've still made the journey over to France. Let's see who else we have got in the chat tonight. Let's scroll. All right, let's start here. Kent, tight game it is indeed. It's a really difficult one to call, and I'm sure the people I've got on tonight will find it difficult to predict when we got into predictions a little bit later on. Mandy says you don't take one of the best defensive midfielders in the world and plug a gap in defence when you have 2 centre backs fit, says Mandy. Do we risk Diop, those Souček, Lanzini and Fornals in the middle? You've got to start Diop, I think.
Yeah, there's no muscle in the midfield then.
No, because I think then, we get that extra stability in defence, but we lose the midfield battle easily, I think, then. Because Souček is vulnerable vulnerable at the moment as he is. No wonder without Declan Rice next to him. But we'll have to wait and see. I reckon it'll be decided in extra time, says Phil. Possible with it being all level at this stage. Gary, hope you are well. Plenty of Gary's in tonight. Dill says, look, with 10 men for 45 minutes, we should have been 2 or 3 down. So 1-1 is a bonus, to be honest. Best team wins. The way they played first game, we should go through. What goes around comes around. Indeed, we'll have to wait and see. Mike, hope you're well, my friend. Evening, guys. Keep the faith. We can beat these lot. Remember, we are massive indeed. Jimmy, we've got the anger and annoyingness of the red card in the first leg. Do you think that urges the players on even more to go and get a result tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Aaron Cresswell. He's been a great player, hasn't he? He'll be gutted missing this game. But I think David Moyes talking about Declan Rice playing centre half, I think that's just to make Lyon think that he'd be playing there, so they'll be thinking they're going to, do a little bit better in the midfield. I don't think Declan will play there. He'll definitely play in the middle, and Diop will come in. And if a manager comes in and says, "Listen, I know you haven't played recently, but you've got a chance of playing in the semi-final and even the final of the Europa League," I think you're going to raise your game, aren't you? It's not like it's a league game. It's a massive competition, and Diop coming into the team when they've got a chance of getting into the semis and that. It's I don't think you need to pat him on the back. I think he'd be up for the game, and as you said, that Lyon have been after him, so that's going to make him play well. When you play against a club that you know that they want to sign you, the manager fancies you or whatever, you always raise your game. I know that because I've had 9 clubs, so plenty of people watching me every time, and you always hear that if there's a manager or a coach and one of the coaching staff watching you in the stand and whatever, and you turn. I remember there's plenty of games that Billy Bingham, the Northern Ireland manager, came to watch me, and you always find out about it, and you try to do your best to impress him, and I'm sure that will be the case with Diop.
Yeah, let's hope so. And just to finish off on that bit, Moyes has said on Diop, Issa's not really let us down. He's come into the team on different occasions. There was a period when we relied on him. He's always been there or thereabouts. Hopefully, if he gets that opportunity, he's able to take it. So, he's maybe these mind games. I'm not quite saying what's going to happen, saying if he gets the opportunity and saying about Declan Rice, this and that. He's just putting a bit of doubt into Lyon's mind. That is for sure. Mike says we need Rice in midfield, trust Diop. I think that's what we've got to do at the end of the day. Frema says it might not be a bad idea to let Diop play against his countrymen. Indeed. Bowen, Luke, I'll come to you. Such a key man, but he needs help with his striker just in front of him, Michail Antonio. He needs a goal, and he needs one desperately, Luke.
Listen, I've been very, very critical of Mickey in the last couple of weeks. I've been.
I know that, Luke, because I went on Twitter as soon as Brentford scored, and I saw your tweet, and I'm like, Luke's not happy.
Very, very critical of him. He seems to have been figured out a little bit. He used to be able to turn and run at a player. it seems like, teams set up now, play them 2 deep centre halves, and he can't do nothing. He always drifts out on the wing. I said this morning in my preview, actually, I wouldn't be against him playing on the right wing and play Bowen up front as something different. If he's so insistent on keep drifting out on the wing, play him on the wing and play Bowen up front. That's what I would do, but I'm not a football manager. Do you know what I mean?
To add to what Luke just said there, Gary, I think as well, Bowen can half decently hold the ball up as well. It's not a bad idea for 45 minutes, or are you against that theory?
I feel sorry for Michail Antonio. I mean, clearly he's not a natural forward. He's been on his own all season. He's got no backup. Playing on your own, Jimmy would know far better than me, but playing on your own up front must be so difficult. And to do that for 40-odd games in a season, I mean, I've got huge respect for him. And people get on his back. And he has been poor. I'm not saying he hasn't. He had a few bad games, but he's had a few good games as well. I thought his Sevilla home game, he was excellent. He set up the goal for Suchek. He ran them ragged. And let's hope he has a good game tomorrow night. And I would leave it as it is. I'll leave him up front. He's something different. I can't imagine there's too many Antonios in the French league. So let's hope he bullies him around a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Jimmy, being a striker yourself, how difficult is it to get over a rough patch that he's had? Ken says that here he's not scored in 12 league games. He's bang out of form. How do you get yourself back into form without that bit of luck, Jimmy? What would you suggest Antonio does?
Well, what he does, he works hard. It's a very, very hard job playing on your own. I was a little bit different because I was decent in the air. I could win a lot of headers, and I played up front quite a lot when I played for Northern Ireland. Norman Whiteside used to play in the point of the midfield. You're isolated a lot of the time. You've got to show defenders down one way. But at the end of the day, when you play up front, you're always judged on how many goals you've scored. He hasn't scored too many, but the end of the season before, as you know, he banged 4 against Norwich and stuff. He's not a natural. People probably forget that he started off as a fullback, and then he became a winger, and then he's been chucked up front because he's got a bit of turn of foot and whatever. But he tries his socks off. It's an ungrateful job. He doesn't always get the plaudits that he deserves because he's not hit the back of the net. But I think this game tomorrow night, everybody will be up for it. He'll be up for it. He'll be putting himself about. And obviously he's not the tall. I'm not saying he's awful in the air, but he's not the tallest of strikers. So we need to work the ball and get the ball into feet. And I think if we can do that and get him up the sides of people, I think it's all about confidence. He needs to hit the back of the net. And I know that I was lucky, really. There's very few times I went on a goal drought. It was only probably 4 matches at the most, and then started going again. But to go 12, it's got to play on your mind a little bit, I have to say. But as I say, it's a little bit different this game tomorrow night. Everybody's going to be up for it. He'll be up for it. And you never know. You know what football's like. He might turn around and bang one in the back of the net. And hopefully he does.
I hope so, mate.
Yeah, hopefully. Antonio was also in the pre-match press conference with Moyes as well. And Antonio himself says, the gaffer has given us the self-belief and confidence we can go out and win against anybody. He said, we can always score goals, but we're leaking too many. So once we're shored up at the back, you can guarantee we're going to score goals. So, there's still the belief there. And just let's hope that you can start banging in the goals again then. So Antonio to score. A lot of people say Antonio to score. Not if he keeps going out wide. It's so frustrating because he gets the ball down that right-hand side. There's no one in the middle. You're like, oh, get in the middle. You just honestly sometimes feel like you want an earpiece in his ear just to say, go to the middle, get in the box, go in the middle, stop going out to that right-hand side. But you can't do that, can you? Mandy says playing Bowen up top and Mickey on the right wing makes so much sense as the pressure on him to score would lift. Yeah, I agree. Don't know. Philip says, don't know why we don't put Bowen up top already, for sure. Moyes' subs will be key tomorrow if we don't act early. We've had it. Yeah, I said this before the Sevilla game, Luke, is the fact is that he's got to be quick, and this is 90 minutes. It's a normal football game, but it can change like that. Yeah.
What that was it?
Something agrees.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's you've got to make the subs at the right time. Don't let the players get too tired. If there's anything that Moyes needs to change in his game, and he's an excellent manager, to get nothing away from that, is he sometimes doesn't react quick enough to change a game, and he'll let the players absolutely be blowing out, 75 minutes, and they're absolutely shattered and wonder why we've conceded a goal because they can't run back. And sometimes you need to give a player time to get into a game. If Benny comes on late, give him half hour, let him actually feel his way into the game, and you might get a better performance. That's another guy who's desperate for a big performance, Ben Rama.
Yeah. For sure. We're going to mention him in just a second. But Gary, your front four up top, let's just say we play the normal formation 4-2-3-1 with the 4, in the cam and the 3 up top. Who are you picking?
I think he'll play the same four as he did against Brentford. I think he'll play Antonio for now, Lanzini and Bowen.
No Ben Rama.
I can't see Ben Rama starting. No, I don't think. I think in the back of his mind, he doesn't quite trust Ben Rama. Still, Moyes, he's still got some doubts. I think that's the trouble with him. And Vlasic, he certainly doesn't trust. So I think
with the left-hand side as well, obviously where no Cresswell, you need someone like Fornals who's going to do that covering run. Ben Rama's not going to do that.
No, he's not.
Yeah. Definitely someone to come on for half an hour. We've got the whole issue with Saeed Ben Rama where it's just not clicking. Could half an hour tomorrow really, if he could put in a performance, nick a goal somewhere? What do you think? What do you think he needs to do to get his confidence up? Saeed Ben Rama's a confidence player and he's at rock bottom at the moment.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think he'll stay with the formation that he did against Brentford and have him on the bench. I mean, he could be a match winner. He's got that bit of skill. He can drop his shoulder on the box and he's throwing a leg over it and whatever, and he might be able to create half a yard to get shots away and come on later in the game. But he looks a good player, but he isn't producing the goods all the time. That's the problem. He just needs to get that level of consistency, and you only do that by playing all the time and having the confidence of the manager behind you. He has had some good games. He scored some good goals, but in other games he hasn't really been in the game. He drifts out of the game for long periods and stuff. But that's the type of player he is. There's plenty of teams with the similar types of players where it drives the fans mad. You're watching him and you're thinking, well, he should be doing better. He should be winning the game. If forwards are popping up and getting a goal late on to get the points in the bag, and they just fall a little bit short. But I think it's all about getting that level of consistency and having the manager's belief in you to play you regular, which he hasn't got at the minute. He's sort of in and out, but he's definitely a match winner. He's got the skill to go on and turn the game. So let's hope that's the case tomorrow night.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to take some comments and then we're going to talk all things Lyon. So let's take some comments then. Mandy says, Moyes plays Bowen wide right to cover the fullback, but that prevents him getting near Antonio. Yeah, they're both as effective when they're close to each other, when they're, laying balls off to each other, but that just things aren't happening. Yeah, to be fair, Moyes will probably only bring on one sub anyway, two at a push, but we'll have to wait and see. Kent says he's a try at Antonio. He's also 32 and will play by the end of the season nearly double the games he normally plays in a season, because he's not getting that rest because he hasn't got anybody else to fill in that spot. So that's a good point. 32 years old, playing way more games than he did last season. Sometimes these things add up and you've got to say, hang on, let's just lay off this guy a minute here because he's playing a lot of football in a short period of time. Manny follows on and says the game may actually suit us tomorrow as we play better against teams who have more possession. Anil, hope you are. Antonio says he's got another 5 years. Says he's a late bloomer, so saying he's 32, he should be peak. Another 5 years. That's optimistic. That is optimistic indeed. Fremmer, hope you are. I think Moyes has shown that his tactics are shown that he has the tactics down. Players just can't put in 100% performances every game, e.g. Brentford. I think tomorrow will be players at 90, 100%. Yeah, whatever the tiredness or whatever's wrong with them, they will get themselves up for tomorrow, because it's for most of these players, it's the biggest game of their lives. Antonio, it's the biggest game of his life tomorrow.
You've got the Barcelona carrot there for you as well, mate. It's dangling now. Look,
Yeah,
you've got new camp game now. It's there.
Yeah, it is. It
I
is.
don't like talking about it, but come on, if you can't get up for that as a player, thinking that you might be walking out in the new camp in 2 weeks' time, come on, what is the point of playing football? It's the biggest game you can play in your career.
Yeah, especially for a player like Craig Dawson, who used to be at Rochdale, bought in for £2 million, and thought he was going to be sitting on the bench. All of a sudden, he's playing against, he could be playing against Barcelona in 2 weeks at the new camp. I mean, Craig Dawson's definitely a guy that's eyeing up Dembele's ankles tomorrow after last week, I think. But Terry, hope you are, my friend. Hopefully, we will have that bit between our teams tomorrow. I don't feel as confident as I did before the Seville second leg, though. I think it's because we're away from home as well. Anything could happen over in France, but let's hope. Let's hope. Keep the faith. Right. What better way to talk about Lyon is to have a look at their official squad that they have announced. We don't do this kind of thing because Moyes doesn't want to, I don't think. But they've announced their official squad for the game then. So key players here, Boateng, who messed up for our goal back at the London Stadium, Denier there, Emerson, former Chelsea man, Awar makes it, and Ndombele makes it, Thiago Mendes makes it, all players we thought weren't going to be available. Dembele's there, Tete, Toko, Akanbi. So there's a lot of course, we'd expect familiar players that were there last week. One player that isn't is Paqueta, the young, fiery, pacey winger they had down the left-hand side. I think that caused us some problems. So he's not there, which is good.
Also, the keeper's not there, Lopez.
Oh, is he not?
Oh, is he not?
No, he's not. So no.
Good.
No, so they're very good goalkeeper. Lopez will not be involved as well. So they're the two key players out for Lyon. With that in mind, those two key players out, Luke. We thought it was going to be more, but we'll have to take it, aren't we?
Let's hope. Me and you were discussing it just before we went live. Let's hope that goalkeeper, something like Roberto, their second choice goalie, starts punching it in the net or something like that. Then it'll be an easy game for us tomorrow. Yeah, listen, they were a good passing team. I was at the game the other day. Really good passing team, and I can give them credit for that. But I thought they was quite toothless, to be honest with you. I didn't feel really frightened. I didn't think any player really scared me, apart from when that winger come on the second half. I don't really fear them. 10 men, we dug in, we did well. With 11 men, as long as we keep 11 men, we should have a really good chance to win the game for me.
Yeah, let's hope so. That Gusto was on fire at the London Stadium, indeed. Right, this is a bit of an inside joke, but we're going to do it anyway. Do you think Jimmy has a view on the quality of hot dogs in Lyon? We've got a bit of a backstory for this because we've been to Liverpool and we've been to United, and I think Terry would agree saying the hot dogs have been pretty crap outside. So Terry is in hunt for the rest of the season and next season to find a decent hot dog outside. When you go to a game, is that what you're after, Jimmy? A good hot dog?
No, I don't eat hot dogs. I know what's in them. No, it's not for me, or pies or anything like that. I don't mind a beer after the game and stuff, but no, I'm not a hot dog man at all.
There we go. That's an exclusive. Jimmy Quinn is not a hot dog man. You won't find that anywhere else on YouTube. Anywhere else. But Gary, looking at that Lyon squad, I'll put it up on screen once again for you. Does it fear you, Gary?
I agree. I was at the game as well. I agree with Luke. They technically they're better than I thought they'd be. They kept the ball very well, knocked it around very nicely, but they didn't really look too threatening. But I didn't think they were ever really. They were going to score with one man advantage, and really it was 10 versus 12 in the second half. So and we hung on, and I can't think of any good saves that Harry had to make. Just trying to rack my brains now. I can't really think. No,
one or two, I think. Apart from that,
I can't remember any proper moments. No. I don't remember any moments like that.
I can't think of any moment.
And the goal was very lucky, very lucky. Their goal.
It was a lucky goal. So I don't see them threatening because they're going to be under a lot of pressure with the home fans to attack us early. So let's hope we can just soak it up and get on top of them. So I think we can, on the break, we are a good side. So let's hope we can get it on the break and score a goal.
Let's hope so indeed. Right then, Jimmy, let's have one final look at this then. Does it fear you, Jimmy?
Well, they're at home. You mustn't forget that. So the first 20 minutes of the game is going to be important. They want to stamp their authority on it. You know, they'll have the fans behind them and everything else. So we've got to be resilient. We've got to get behind the ball and work hard and deny them space. I'm quite sure that's what David Moyes' plan is. We don't want to be, conceding anything too early in the game. That's for sure. And just silence the crowd, by doing what we do. And we said it there. I think it was Gary said it. We're good on the break. We've got a bit of pace in the team. We can work the ball into areas to get shots away and stuff. And if the first choice keeper isn't there, it's even more important that you try and get as many efforts on goal as you can. It's difficult away from home. There'll probably be a different team than we've seen at the London Stadium, because they are at home and they've got the fans behind them. But as I said, that first 20 minutes is always very important. You don't want to sort of give anything away, and you don't want to be, on your back foot. You need to be on the front foot. You need to shut the ball down well and try and win it back as quickly as you can. They will have a lot of possession, particularly in their half. The lads will drop off like they do, and it's up to us that if and when we do get the ball, we've got to make sure that we make good use of it.
As a forward, Jimmy, if you know the opposition's got their reserve goalkeeper in, do you target him especially or not?
Good question.
Yeah, but don't forget, Gary, when I played and there was a reserve keeper in goal, the manager always told me the first cross that comes in, put the keeper in the back of the net. And you could get away with it in them days, but you can't now. You get sent off, don't you? So you do, but sometimes it's difficult because you know it's a second keeper and you're trying to get shots away, but you don't forget the manager of the team with the reserve keeper was probably telling his defenders to, give it a little bit extra, make sure you get a bit tighter to people and not let them turn and all that business, So I'm quite sure that even the reserve keeper at that level of football is going to be half decent.
Yeah.
If he is like Roberto, we'll all be delighted, won't we? But it's going to be tough. But it's very, very important, as I said, that we need to keep it tight early doors and set a stall out and give it. Send the message to them that they're not getting anything out of the game. That's the big thing. We don't want to be conceding corners too early or stupid free kicks around the box when you're away from home. When you're playing on the international stage. It goes without saying, don't give the opposition any advantage at all if you can. You need people to get tight, but stay on the feet, not be diving in at tackles and all that sort of thing. As I say, don't give corners away where the ball's coming into your box. Diop will play, I think, and he's decent in the air. Dawson's been outstanding for me this season. He's the type of player that you need in every team. Bread and butter player, rolls the sleeves up, gets out there, gets stuck in, does the job the manager asks him to do. There's nothing fancy about his play, but he gives 110% every game, and that's what we're looking for tomorrow night.
Definitely. Right then, Terry, I hope you take a note. If Bournemouth get promoted next year, there's only one place we're going, Bournemouth away, and we're testing the hot dog, and it's getting on that vlog. Don't you worry. Right, it's a good question. What chance in terms of percentage have we got of winning tomorrow? A percentage, Luke, of winning? What are you going for?
That's a weird question. A percentage.
It's a good question.
There's two teams playing. It's 50-50. If we turn up, we've got 75% chance. If we press like we did in the Seville game, little packs, go hunting in packs. When we press, we're a fantastic team when we press, but we don't press enough in games. And I think if we can do that, don't concede too early, score when we get our chances, got a massive chance.
Yeah, indeed. Let's go to you then, Gary, your percentage.
Yes, Luke's a difficult question. I think, we've got to look at the facts. Now, for 2 seasons running, we're in the top 6 of the strongest league in the world. So if we can play well to our strengths, I think Lyon are 9th or 10th in Liga, we should have a very strong percentage chance of winning. So I'll go 75-80%. If we turn up, we've got a very good chance. Very good chance.
Gary is confident. Things you love to see. Jimmy, your percentage of West Ham winning tomorrow?
Well, you look at the home game and from the start of the game, it was 60-40 to Lyon, wasn't it? Because they had the referee on their side.
Yeah.
And all you want at
Literally.
the end of all you want as a player at the end of the day is it to be 50-50. So you've got the similar chance to the opposition without anybody else, the referee getting involved and making daft decisions like he did. So if it's 50-50 at the start of the game, I'll be happy, because we've definitely got the firepower to get the goals that we need tomorrow night to win the game. It's as simple as that.
Let's hope so. Let's take some more comments. Could Yarmolenko get the winner in extra time? Could he make an impact? Could he come on tomorrow and make an impact? Well, we'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, Gary, to be fair, Spurs' food was quite good. Were you at Spurs, Gary?
Yeah, I was at Spurs. Yeah, that's the only good thing of the day. To be fair,
I was going to say they've got to be good at something, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was one of the only good things about the day. The food. Yeah. See what chips? I like my chips of football, and they were on point. Unfortunately, of all grounds, I had to be Tottenham, didn't it? But anyway, Ken says Brentford was very cheap. I love a good early bird price. We love a good early bird price. Things you love to see. Next season on the vlogs, you're waiting for the food reviews on the vlogs. Next season, it's happening. And Neil says Leon put all the bags in Leon put all their eggs in one basket. It's Europa or bust. Patience is key. You need to frustrate them like they frustrated us. Yeah, definitely. I said this a couple of nights ago, I think, on the roundup show with Sean. It's the fact is that Lyon are a proven Europa League side. They're expected to be in some sort of European football every year. They're not going to get it through league position this year because they're like mid-table. Horrific season they've had. So the only path for them to get European football next year is winning the Europa League, and we've got to stop them. Jimmy, how crucial is it in the first 20 minutes that we silence the hostile atmosphere, which I'm sure that the players would experience? Let's get on top. Let's silence those Lyon fans and really get on top. How key is that in a game like this?
Well, it's massive. It's absolutely massive to set a stall out and make sure that everybody's doing their job, and you're not looking for somebody else to do it. You've got to, as an individual, stand up and be counted, make sure that we're shutting the ball down, we're staying on our feet. As I say, not giving any silly free kicks, corners and stuff away, which will give them a boost and get their fans going. We need to nullify the game, and you need to be switched on. You need to keep total concentration to do that. We've got the players to do that. We've got the best midfield player in the world for me. Great inspiration for his teammates. When he does put his foot in, 9 times out of 10 he'll win the ball. Very, very calculated player, very, very top of his game. And he's there for everybody else to take a lead off. But that first 10-15 minutes is absolute. We all talk about we're massive and stuff, but it's absolutely huge tomorrow night. And I'll certainly be, watching the game with bated breath and having a look to see. But David Moyes knows his business. I'm just, I managed for a little bit at the end of my career with a few teams and whatever, and especially away from home, you set your stall out to frustrate the home side and the home fans, not to give them a lift too early in the game, which builds momentum. It's very important that you knock them out of the stride. And you only do that by rolling your sleeves up and giving it everything you've got. Sure, the lads will do that. They've done it many times already this season. So let's go. I mean, I've heard one or two people, having a bit of a moan about the Brentford game. Brentford are a decent side, mate. No mistake about that. They drew 3 each at home with Liverpool. They beat Chelsea 4-1 at Chelsea. They've had some outstanding results this season. I knew that was going to be a hard game last week. So I wouldn't sort of look too deeply into that. They're a team that's new to the league, and it always happens. First year they come in the league, they're a bit of an unknown quantity, and they surprise a lot of people with their work rate. They've got 2 brilliant forwards, by the way, up front. I wouldn't mind one of them at West Ham. That Tony, he's a decent player, by the way.
Oh, we take him every day of the week. Yeah.
But getting back to the game, it's so important. I think every West Ham fan will be watching the game from the start, hoping the lads, we don't want to be dropping too deep on the keeper. You need to keep a good line. You need to keep, away from your box as much as you can. and do your man for man. I mean, I've played for many managers, and every single one of them to man say, if you want to win the game tonight, as an individual, you've got to get the better of your immediate opponent.
Yeah, that's what we've got to do.
If I was playing against my centre half, I made sure I won my headers. I made sure that I put him under pressure if he had the ball, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And if each one of our players do that to a man, there's no doubt about it, we'll win the game.
Tell you what, we want you in that dressing room 10 minutes before Jimmy. There we go.
No,
Nothing better.
You've got a good manager. I'm just, I've done it, as I say, I've done a little bit, and you get into tactics and whatever, but it's a simple game, complicated by players sometimes. You just got to go out and get the better of the man you're up against, and work hard for your team. It's that simple.
What a simple but complicated game at the same time. All that chocolate cake. I watched the vlog. I tell you what, on that cruise, that chocolate cake, there was nothing better than chocolate cake at 10:15 in the morning. That was lovely. Ken, don't diss it. That was lovely chocolate cake. Anyway, moving on. 50-50 games, as Ken, I think it might be. It might be indeed. Sharky, hope you're well, my friend. Hi to everyone. Great game tomorrow. A big occasion. It is indeed. Luke, hope you're well. Straight to the point, mate. Let's stuff these Muppets. I agree, Luke. I agree, because I think we've got an even bigger incentive now after their shenanigans at the London Stadium last week to go and stuff them. I agree. Let's scroll down then. Salut, indeed, for you, for the uneducated, non-French speaking. That's hi in an informal way. I do listen in French. I do listen. Don't you worry. I feel nervous already. We all do. Early goal and a strong ref would be ideal. Yeah, we're hearing we've got the same ref as the first leg out in Seville, Luke. So, should be good. Peter, I hope you're even all. Yes, DT38 awareness game on Sunday at the Burnley game, so that should be good. Peter's confident. It's good to hear. Hugh as well. Hope you are well. How big will home advantage be to them? It might be big, but we've got to have a good start. We've got to have a good start. Ken says tomorrow.
They've only lost 2 home games in European competition at that stadium.
Yeah. Oh. God, Gary, what you say that for? Come on. Kent says tomorrow is the anniversary of the 1991 FA Cup. Oh, hello, where's that gone? FA Cup semi-final. Apart from the loss to the Billy Bonds, is Claret and Blue Army singing. All the second half sticks in my mind massively. Well, there we go. Right then, I think it's time to get on to some predictions. Then we've rambled on enough about it. Luke, we'll come to you first. Firstly, just before we do buy some time, I'm sure you wish you had the mentality after the Brentford game on your review that what Jimmy just mentioned there.
Oh yeah, 100%. But they are a tough team. Brentford. You don't want to be playing with teams like Brentford and Leeds after a European game. They're going to give you a higher press. They're going to work you hard. It's true. It's big true. In terms of prediction, mate, I think it's going to be a nervy one. I do. I think maybe 1-1 at full time, and maybe again we might just do it in extra time. But it's a maybe. I'm not fully confident. It's that West Hamitis thing, it's expecting the bad.
Yeah, indeed. We always do. Gary, come on then, your prediction.
Honestly, Jake, hand on heart, Luke said word for word what I was going to say there. I was going to say 1-1 and 2-1 in extra time. So now I'm going to have to think of something else. So I'm going to say 0-0 and then penalties, just to be different.
Oh, just to be difficult. just to get that heart rate going for 20 minutes. Yeah, penalties. See, there's penalties. Oh, honestly, because that means we're going to have to do the review even later. That means Mum's going to have a hissy fit because we have to do the review at like 11 o'clock at night. Oh dear. No penalties. No penalties, please. Let's get this done in the 1990. Areola the hero to send us through and take over Fabianski's spot in the Premier League. Ooh, it's getting close, I think. It's getting close. Both teams will be more nervous than Jake when he interviewed that pretty late. I should have read that before I put it up on the screen. Listen, if we play Barcelona, she's coming back on, Luke. I know you've wanted her back on. If we play Barcelona, she's coming back on. And don't you worry, Luke. Don't you worry. Frema's going Lyon 1, West Ham 3. Don't know why I'm so confident. Love it, Frema. Love it. And Jimmy, come on then. Hit us. What's your prediction, mate?
Well, I think we'll win 1-0. I think we'll get it from a set piece. And I hope I'm right. But
So do I.
I don't want it to go to penalties. I'm nothing on there. I'll have a heart attack. So I want us to win the game during the 90 minutes. I think, well, if we keep it tight and we've got the players to do that, I think with our set plays particularly been very, very good this season. Set plays, corners, and that we scored a lot of goals, knockdowns or other people to score on that. I think we can nick it 1-0.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Hugh says you're on your holidays, Jake Stabley. Don't worry, there'll be no discussion. There'll be no discussions, Hugh. It's happening. It's happening. 1-0. Antonio says Anil Eriksson run the game Sunday. Utter class. Oh, he was. And we've been linked with him coming to West Ham. I think most of us would take that. But let's go around for some final thoughts then. Luke, first final thoughts. 10 minutes before the game, you've got the lads in the dressing room. What are you saying?
Boys, go and make yourself heroes. You're a couple of games away from being up there in the Billy Bonds, the Bobby Moores and all that. If this team go and win a trophy, they're up there. You become a legend at this club straight away if you win a trophy. And I've said it a couple of times in the past. If Declan Rice wins a trophy at West Ham, it will mean more than when he goes and wins Premier Leagues with Chelsea and Champions League. Because to win it at West Ham, you are a legend instantly. Just that one trophy, you're a legend.
Yeah, that whole team, everybody involved will be held at the highest caliber at West Ham from that moment on, because it's been 41 years, and what better time to break that curse of 41 years, Gary?
Absolutely. I'll just play them Jimmy's speech from a little while back.
Exactly.
And then
bang on.
That's all they need. And then I just hope and pray we get a little bit of luck, because I do think you need some luck in some of these games. You need some decisions to go your way, a rub of the green every now and then. And if we can get that luck and play to our best, I think we'll be okay.
There we go. And Jimmy, anything you'd like to add to your inspirational speech for the players?
No, I think we've covered most things, but I'm going to have a little bet on the game tomorrow. I'm going to have 1-0 and Antonio to score. What a result that would be.
Indeed.
That would really set us up for a good finish to the season, wouldn't it?
Good.
Barcelona and in the league. I'll be down at the Burnley game on Sunday. And hopefully we get 3 points there. But obviously the lads won't be thinking about Burnley just yet. They'll be totally concentrated on the job at hand tomorrow night, and wish them all the very best. But come on, you Irons, I think we can do it. It's going to be a tight game because we're away from home. Lyon have got a reputation in the European football, but we've got nothing to lose at all. And I'm quite sure David Moyes will be telling the lads to go out and give it absolutely everything they've got. You can't leave anything in the dressing room in these games. You got to go out and give it all. And we've definitely got the skill and the players to get the result we need.
Yeah, indeed. Let's take some more comments. Terry says, 1-0 to West Ham. We're just about hang on, nail biting stuff. I'm feeling edgy already. I'll tell you what, Terry doing a watch along for the game tomorrow night, that would be gold. That would honestly be gold. Because you can, honestly, that would be. YouTube would never see anything like it ever again, I'm sure, Terry. Manny says 1-1 extra time, and Yarma does it again. Yarma does it everywhere he goes, indeed. Get out there and do it. Just do it, nothing more. If the incentive isn't enough to go and put in a fantastic performance, I don't know what else is. Betting on West Ham, are you mad, Mr. Quinn? To be fair, we are the most unpredictable of unpredictable. We don't know what's going to turn up. But obviously, we've got this game Thursday, and then me, Gary, Jimmy will all be at the London Stadium on Sunday. Luke, will you be making an appearance on Sunday?
Not on Sunday. I've got to look after my daughter, but I will be watching the game. I'll watch every single game. Yeah. Be a tough one as well. After they've lost to Norwich, it's going to be a tough game then. They'll want to win that game to keep themselves alive. It's not going to be an easy game, though.
It's not. Anyway, we will leave it there. We will be back tomorrow all throughout the day with content from out in Lyon from our correspondence out there that makes them sound good, and live shows all throughout the day, getting you ready for the big game, and of course build-up show review after all of it's happening here on West Ham Unofficial. So yeah, stay tuned, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out our channel sponsors I'm Carver and Sunbuck, click the link in the description down below. You can subscribe to Luke on the 3 Hammers. Thank you very much for coming on, Luke. Jimmy, Gary as well, thank you very much for coming on.
Cheers, Jake.
Cheers lads, and we'll see you soon from all of us. Come on, you Irons, do it tomorrow, boys, and we'll catch you soon. Cheers, guys, and bye-bye.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.